Okay. Whew. Let me see. I see the first question people want to ask was about the gates and security. So whenever we first got there to the stadium, it was 3 different checkpoints. The first checkpoint when you got there, you had to get checked for COVID. So you either had your COVID card or like a negative result, or you either had to get a COVID test. They had like on-site COVID test there for $40. So after you show them that, you go through the first gate, and then they give you a green wristband, and they make sure you have your original red wristband. So then when you get through that, you go inside of NRG Park, and then you go over that bridge. That's going to lead you to like where ASTROWORLD was. So once they got there, then you went through the second part, and that was the people just making sure, you have your wristband. They scanned it, and make sure you have your green wristband, to make sure like you didn't sneak in there or anything. And then after you got through that part, you go through the last part, and that was through the metal detectors and like a little pat down. They make sure like you wasn't bringing anything that you wasn't supposed to. And I wouldn't say they was overstaffed, because like okay, how many lines was there? I would say it was about like 15 lines going straight across to where people can go through. And in each one of them lines, it was about like, I would say 3 people in each line. So it wasn't necessarily like understaffed, but like once people was going in at first, everything was good. But like once people started like pushing through, and I seen, it was like 3 different occasions. I seen like when I first came through, a lot of people pushed in through like the metal detectors, and then like some people went through like another gate, and then some people lifted up another gate, and it was only so many, like I said, it was only so many people versus hundreds of people. I mean, I know that they were scared, so the staff could do nothing more than, move out the way and run and just let those people in. So that's how that part went. And I'm gonna still ask some people, and okay, let me see. Somebody said, why did Travis let Drake perform knowing that what was going on? So like, I would say personally, my point of view of what I seen going on, and like how it spooked me, I was like screaming like, like help Travis Scott. So like, to me, I just felt like I wanted him to look and see what was going on. That's why I'm so hurt, and that's why I'm putting the blame on him. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying this is fault. I'm not saying this happened because of him. I'm just saying it was his concert, bottom line. And people are hurt because they went to his concert. Yeah, the fans were crazy. But, we just looked up to him, bottom line. Okay, the crowd and the chaos. So when I first got there, I got there early, so it wasn't a lot of people there. So like when Master P and like the pre-show was going on, it was about probably, I would say, a good 5,000 people at the pre-stage. So that wasn't that packed, but like me and 3 of my friends, we had like scooted our way through all the way to the front. So we was like right there by the front, by the stage. So like whenever the concert started, like, let me tell you how like the crowd goes. Okay, so when the crowd first goes, before the music starts, before anything happened, everybody was cool. It was a lot of space. But once it started, people got to running around, doing the mosh pit. People started to move. We got closer, and closer to where like you were just like, it was nowhere to go. So I seen a lot of people asking that question, like, why didn't you just get up and leave? Like, if you didn't feel right, why did you stay? Bottom line, it was nowhere to go. You could not get out. And the only reason why I was lucky enough to get out, because like we was like so stuck up on each other, and like I just literally started screaming like, somebody help me, help me, help me, help me. And I'm sitting right there in the front, so I'm raising my hand up, and luckily it was like 3 people around me who was cool enough, so they had to lift me up, and the crowd had to push me over the barricade. So I'm right there in front of the stage, and I had just walked across around the stage, and then that's when I went like by the porta potties. And so that was, it was a wake up call. Like, you know, like this stuff is crazy. And I'm gonna get back to like the performances and how, you know, I felt about that. Let me see. Okay, this is another question. A lot of people said they seen on the news that people were getting injected by some type of like needle, and I seen people saying like it was like a fentanyl. Me personally, to be honest, when I was walking around the whole fest, I kid you not, everybody was smoking a blunt. I'm talking about loud weed. So, you know, I'm looking around like, you know, like I know it's not Cali, like, you know, like how is this possible? You would think like you at a music park, you at a concert, like, you know, they'll shut it down, and, you know, but like I said, nobody really paid attention to it, but there was a lot of smoking, and I seen a lot of people drinking. But me personally, I did not see like nobody taking like any like pills, or I didn't see nobody getting injected with anything. And another thing I told somebody was, like I said, it just, when you think about it, I know they said what they said, but it's not realistic. If you're in a crowd and you can't move, there's nowhere to go. There's nowhere to go. Who has the space to walk around stabbing people with a needle? I can see like if one person was just standing by somebody and did it, okay, he did it, threw it down, nobody didn't see nothing. But it was impossible somebody to be walking around stabbing people, because there was nowhere to walk. You couldn't go anywhere. The only way you can get up out of there was if you was close enough to a barricade, to like the outer, and somebody lift you up and pulled you up out of there. And I tell you, when I was taking the people and pulling them out, it took so much strength. They were stuck. It was like so hard to pull them out. And shout out to, I don't know his name, but it was this other dude. It was two other dudes. It was a Hispanic dude and another black dude who was with me, helping me. So shout out to them. And that's how that went, about whatever was going around saying a needle. And another thing I gotta say, I was there. I witnessed it. I experienced it. I could not breathe. I was in a crowd. You cannot breathe. I almost suffocated myself. If I wasn't close to the front while Master P was performing and screamed out, I would have suffocated. I probably could have died. So I didn't take no drugs. Nobody got me with a needle. I was going to suffocate. That what was happening. It was hot. You could feel the cold air way up, but I mean, you couldn't feel it. Everybody was really, really low, and it was really hot, and it was crazy. Okay, so somebody said that Travis speak out. Yeah, I do see that. They say he spoke out about a couple of things, but I don't really know. I don't really care about none of that. Like, I don't care what he got to say. People died, and at the end of the day, I feel like people lost their life. He got his millions. He went back home, and he living good. When people literally went home with no children, with family members who are dead, like, y'all can see, like, I'm not even Travis Scott, and, you know, I'm shook. You know, I'm not saying he's not traumatized or he don't feel bad, but, like, just what I seen, it was, like, it really shook me. And, like, somebody like me, I'm not a scary person. I don't get scary. I don't get scared easily. Like, you know, life and death, like, I never feared it. It never really bothered me, but, like, at that concert, seeing all those innocent people pleading for help, dying, like, that really, like, it, like, broke my soul, like, deep inside of me. Like, I'm, like, I'm not scared, but it's, like, I'm just petrified. Like, I'm scared of what I seen. It was nothing fun about it. But, I'm gonna get to everything. And some people ask me how am I feeling today. I've been feeling okay. Like, I ain't gonna even lie. Like, the only thing I did today was got out the bed just to literally eat. And what else I did? Yeah, I just got out the bed literally just to eat. Like, truthfully, I haven't did nothing. Like, I just don't got the energy, like, to do nothing. I just put on the jacket and, you know, I just did, like, the very minimum today. Okay, so have the police contacted me? You know what? The police haven't contacted me, which honestly, I don't feel like there's no reason to contact me. You know, it wasn't like I seen somebody get shot. You know what I'm saying? It was just so many people I seen dying. But it was a lot of celebrities in my DMs. Like, I'm talking about real celebrities, and they was asking for my number. But, you know, like me, I'm not like, no, I don't know you. I don't want nothing to do with you. I don't want nothing to do with none of that. So it's unread. I don't want nothing to do with none of that. So, that's that. Okay. Somebody said, have I cleaned myself with sage? No, not yet, but, you know, I am aware about that whole, you know, spirituality and stuff like that. Okay, how did I feel during the show? Okay, so before the show, I went and I picked up 2 of my friends, and what was crazy is the whole time we was riding, I don't know why, but, like, I felt, like, really, like, anxious, to where, like, we went to Whataburger and we had ate a burger, and it was, like, really hard for me to, like, swallow. Like, I couldn't even get the food down, and, like, I didn't even, like, understand why. It was nothing to be afraid of. Like, we didn't go there or nothing, but it was just something, like, you know, you feel like something's wrong, but you don't know something's wrong, so you don't expect it, so you don't think nothing's wrong. So I didn't really take it as nothing. I was just thinking, like, you know, like, I'm just excited or something. So I did feel funny. Okay, let me see. Somebody said about being trapped in hell. So about that, I felt like I said, it was real hot. We were all shoved together. You couldn't move, you couldn't breathe. And, you know, like, if y'all ever seen, like, any movies or any paintings of hell, you will know that, you know, you just look around. It's like a big mountain. And when you look in the pit, it's full of flames. It's real hot. And you just see, like, a lot of people around, like millions of people around, pleading and begging to get out. And that's exactly what happened. That was like hell. Like, I know it may not sound as scary, but if you were literally there, it was really scary. Like, you just, like, it was scary. It felt like, you know, like I died and went to hell. Okay, so the VIP section. So the thing about the VIP section went from all the way to where the stage was, and it went all the way back. So that was probably like 100 yards. I would say probably like, yeah, the size of like a football field. It was like a real narrow, skinny strip in between both of the crowds, and that was like the only space where, like, you were safe. You know, it was like a lot of room. Nobody was, you know, it wasn't a lot of people in there. It was like a couple of celebrities that we seen walk past, and it was like, you know, a lot of people with money, because the VIP section started for like, I think 1,000 plus. So, you know, the average person wouldn't have the money. You know, they was all dressed fancy, and it was rich people. You know what I'm saying? So, like, that's how that happened. And, you know, when I started to pull people over, they got real mad, and they were just real aggravated. Like, why are we pulling people? And, you know, it hurt me because I was trying to explain, like, what was going on. I did end up going off on this woman who put her hands on a minor. She literally put her hands on a minor, and she was probably like in her 30s. I was trying to help this like 14-year-old dude. He was like Hispanic, and like she literally started like beating him in his head like this, like, get back in that section, trying to force him back. And I was like, you know, I went off like, you tripping, like, we dying over here, like, it's not what it looked like. Like, it looked like it's going crazy. Like, they was like, why you buy a ticket over there then? And I was like, you know, like, it don't concern you. Like, who cares? It's not your concert. It don't care. Like, if you seen people sneaking into the, like, if this whole thing didn't happen and random people were sneaking into the VIP section and I was in VIP, I wouldn't care. I bought my ticket. I'm in VIP. It don't matter to me. But, like, them people, they was, like, really mad. They didn't want nobody there. And looking back at it, I think they were scared that if too many people hopped over, they would be surrounded and it would be hard for them to breathe. So that's what happens with that. Let me see. Okay, about the deaths. The news said it was about 8 people dead. And this is what's crazy. My parents came home and I was talking to them, and one of them has a co-worker who was at the fest. Mind you, this is a grown lady, you know what I'm saying? And she told my people the same thing I told everyone. This is what I seen with my own 2 eyes. This is the VIP section. It's like 100 yards long. I'm way in the back, at the end of the VIP section, way in the back. And I kid you not, just right there alone, right over the gate that I was sitting on. You can look over, and it was like 10 people laid out, not moving. They tried to do CPR on a couple of them, but they couldn't do nothing. More people was rushing over, asking for help. They was moving on to the next, and I was just literally like just looking there, and they was like a blackish bluish color, like gone. Like it was scary. So that's what happened with that. But look, that was just right there. I kid you not. Through the whole VIP section, anybody who was there who noticed, I know a lot of y'all people who was at the concert, y'all seen this. That VIP section was full of bodies. I said like 100 bodies. I know what I seen. If I would have just seen 8 people, oh yeah, that thing was packed with people. I don't know where them bodies at. I don't know what they did with them people, but I know what I seen. I don't know if they was necessarily just, they just fainted, and a lot of them people ended up getting out and getting help. But that's just what I seen in the VIP section. So imagine both sides of the crowd. Imagine all of those people who was in there who got swept underneath, who they didn't even know was missing until the end of the concert when they cleared everything out and those bodies just was laying there lifeless. So I do think most definitely more than 8 people, because I seen 10 people alone next to me, blue, dead, wasn't getting up, gone, did CPR, nothing happened, dead. That's what I seen. Okay, and this is, mind you, this is my first concert I ever went to, and this is my first ASTROWORLD concert I went to. And like I said, when I got there, the whole theme of it was like death. Like the whole thing is like, come, he told some people, like, like the people who didn't get in, like go crazy to get in. I don't know, I can't word it specifically, but like basically everybody was encouraged to, if you didn't get a ticket, rush in there and go crazy. So a lot of people went crazy. But as far as like when we was inside of the stadium, it probably was a couple fights and like a couple of incidents, but like nobody went crazy. Like okay, when you was like inside of the crowd, it was very hard for you to even stand up. Like everybody was on your shoulder. People was pulling me back, trying to pull my hair, so I had to, like put my hoodie on so they couldn't pull me down. And like everybody was just moving, trampling. Like luckily I had on my steel toe boots, so like when people were stepping on my feet, I couldn't feel it as much. But like it was like so hard to stand up. But like nobody was necessarily like just, oh, push, go crazy. Like everybody was literally, everybody stand up. So it was just like something was just like, I don't know, it was off balance with that. And okay, so let me say a couple of things. All right, so we get there, we get inside the concert, and before we go to the Master P concert, all right, they had the little stage, then they had that big mountain stage. And before we went to the little stage, we went to the mountain stage. That's why y'all see on my story I was at the big stage first before it was packed or anything like that. We just sitting right there looking around, and like it was kind of spooky because the whole time the stage, like I know like how like Travis Scott got them beats. They were like dun, dun, dun. It's like a electric, and like the whole fest, the whole time until literally the concert, it was playing like this music around that whole section. It was like it was scary, it was spooky. And they played that the whole time. It was like a vibration. Like when y'all watch the live stream, y'all can hear it. It was like a vibration, like some type of whatever beat it was. They played that the whole time. So that kind of spooked me. But I didn't really think nothing of it. I'm like, like why are they just playing this, this song this whole time? Like this beat this whole time. Like that's what that was. So we get to the Master P concert, you know what I'm saying? We up in the front, you know what I'm saying? He come out, everybody go crazy, everybody jam like, oh yeah, this Master P, let's show Master P some love, you know what I'm saying? It's been so long since, he been in the game and performing. So, everybody go crazy, they doing mosh pits, you know what I'm saying? If y'all can see my video, we was in the mosh pit, you know what I'm saying? Like we was in the middle, it wasn't bad. It wasn't that many people. It was kind of organized, you know, like they was making space for like the middle for like everybody to like run in, and it was cool at first, you know what I'm saying? And what got me, you know, like Master P, he played that song. Looking back, I didn't even peep game until I looked back on my video of Master P performing. Like if y'all watch that whole video on my channel, you know, Master P, he performed, you know what I'm saying? He did his thing. Then like at the end of his performance, he played like, you know, like a funeral song, and y'all can hear on the video, oh, my dad played that at his funeral. Oh, this was a song when some my brother little song, he died. Like everybody was talking about like death about the song, which, you know, he probably just performing like one of his, you know, songs about somebody who passed, you know, just to go out. But I noticed too, like somebody had like a sign that said like, will we survive? Will he survive? And the other side said rage. You know, I seen some people pinpointed that. But what really spooked me is it wasn't until I got home till everything happened. But before Master P died, and everybody who was there, I don't know if y'all got the video, but before he died, he was like, you know, shout out to everybody who died, you know, RP to the people I lost, you know, shout out to my brother C Murder, RPX. And before he left that stage, he said, y'all, try not to die tonight. He said, like, don't die tonight. Or was it try? Yeah, he said, don't die tonight, y'all. And he walked off stage. And looking back on this, like, wow, like, it was like we really went to our own funeral. We celebrated ourselves. And later on, people was really getting killed off and going to hell. Literally. What it said, see you on the other side. People was really getting snatched up to that other side. That's why I say it was really wicked. It was demonic, and it was like you could really like when Travis Scott came out and started performing, you couldn't even see nothing. Like it was just so many people, and mind you, I'm sitting on the gate. You couldn't really see nothing. Everybody, you know, they was jamming to the music, but like when he came out, like the flames, like boom, like went up. Like you could feel that heat. Like mind you, it's already hot. People can't breathe, and you could feel that heat, literally on your skin. And that really spooked me. It was like, it was crazy, you know. That was my first concert. Like I always watch like on TV, like the old ASTROWORLD Fest and the Travis Scott concert, so I always been like turned up to finally go. But like when I went there, I mean that shit was scary. It was like nothing fun. Like doing the Master P was kind of fun at first, but like after he left out, you know what I'm saying, and stuff got tight, I had to get up out of there. But when Travis Scott came on set, like at first everybody in the crowd, it was all cool, you know, everybody, you know, still had space. But like once he came out, everybody came, the whole crowd started jumping, and I could see people just get closer, 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 closer. And next thing you know, help, help me, I can't breathe. So, you know, I'm sitting high up on the barricade, and I'm just looking down, and I'm just, you know, trying to help people. But I mean, it was only so much I could do. And then after so long, I was just like, man, I got to get up out of here. So, you know, I jumped off and I left out. Mind you, while everybody's dying, while all those bodies was in VIP, the show was just going on. Like literally everybody around was like basically like possessed. Like everybody was still like turning up. They turning up. And I'm looking down like, man, it's dead people everywhere. Like, y'all don't see this? Like, y'all don't see these bodies? Like, you would think people go like, somebody dead, y'all get out of here. Man, it was none of that, man. It was none of that. Everybody was just going ham, and it's just bodies all in VIP. People in VIP, they just chilling on the phone, watching the concert, chilling. Like, they ain't seen nothing. Literally. And I seen a couple of people too talking about I was clout chasing. So let me tell you about this. It was never about clout. It was never about going viral. The whole thing, like literally before the news, before anybody knew, I left early. I hurried up and ran up out of there. And as soon as I ran out the stadium, as I'm running, you know, I'm telling people like, hey, you know, people dead. You know, people, they just looking at me crazy. Like, what you talking about? You know, I'm telling people waiting in line to pick up their kids. I'm like, bro, it's dead bodies. So many dead bodies. Everybody like just like looking at me crazy. So I got in my car. And as soon as I get in my car, I go live. You know what I'm saying? Like, at the time I had like 400 followers, you know, and I'm talking to the people I know, you know, my little fan base that, you know, my little friends and everything. And I was telling them, like, you know, y'all, like, I experienced, like, some, like, real demonic, you know, some wicked, like, it wasn't right. People was dying. People are dead. And I was like, you know, like, if they have that concert tomorrow, I said, don't go. I said, your life will be at risk. You can possibly die. And I said, I don't care what nobody say. From what I seen, I said, this going to be on the news, and it's going to hit It's gonna be everywhere. And then as soon as I went to bed, as soon as I wake up, my parents calling me like, you everywhere, whatever. I'm like, everywhere like what? And I log in and I see like everybody like, share the video, got the video around, which is a good thing. So it brought awareness, but I was just telling like my close friends and people like, don't go, because I didn't know like if they was gonna still have the concert. Nobody knew about it. Before I even left, I'm texting people on my phone like, man, there's dead bodies in here. People is there, ain't nobody believing me. I'm tripping. I'm going crazy, telling everybody. And it was even people like I was on like in a group chat with in Snapchat and everything. I'm telling them, hey, y'all don't go. It's like, like younger people. And I'm like, hey, y'all don't go. Oh, no, we going to turn up. I said, bro, it's people in there dead, bro. They think it's a game. You know what I'm saying? They think it's funny, whatever. So I end up leaving a group chat. But like now today, I bet they know, like, like, dang, like he was, telling the truth. And like even like the people like that was in the VIP section, I know some of them gonna feel guilty. Like that woman who was right there, and I was really trying to cry out and tell her like, like please let these people over. She gonna be like, dang, that little boy who was there trying to help people, them people was really in there dying. And I hope that hunt her for the rest of her life, bro. Cause them people in VIP, they was really acting like they was just so rich, they was just so cool, they was just so famous, and they just didn't want nobody around them. They was being real disrespectful. It was this one girl who was on the other side of the gate, and she ended up hitting my hand. She ended up hitting my hand. So then when she hit my hand, I looked at her and she looked at me. You know what I'm saying? And she said, I'm sorry. Like you about to bitch or something. Like she called me like a bitch, like you bitch about the bitch. So I looked at her, I said, what? You know what I'm saying? Then her man right there, whatever, and then he said like chill. I'm like, bro, why these people like it was just like everybody was just mad. Like it was like nothing like it was just nothing positive about that concert. Like you didn't feel the love, you didn't feel happy. Like it was spooky. You just feel a lot of hate. You seen a lot of people tripping, and then once the nighttime came and Travis hit the stage, that shit was scary as fuck. So okay, so before I came to the main stage, it was something in my head telling me, due to what happened at when Master P came out. I was walking, back over there after Lil Baby was performing, and I was walking back to, like, let me hurry up and get over here before it get too crowded. And like something in my head was telling me, something was like, don't go in the middle of that crowd. You almost didn't make it. And I said, this is about to be 100,000 people plus in one spot. Some say, don't do it. Go over there. I went way to the gate to the VIP. And then once it was getting ready to start, the lights went off. I sat on side of the rail, and I'm the only person sitting on the rail. So I seen like everything, you know what I'm saying? I seen it all. So that's what happened with that. And and after the day was over with, and yesterday when I got back home, I didn't go to sleep till like 5 o'clock. So I'm chilling, thinking everything cool. Like, man, I seen this, I'm gonna just sleep it off. But like, I kid y'all not, bro. When I went to sleep last night and I closed my eyes and I was trying to go into a rest, like when you starting to fade off, all I could hear was the Travis Scott concert going on, him singing the songs and people screaming for help. And like it went on until like I just blocked it out, faded out, and eventually fell asleep. So it really did, it scared me. So let me see. Oh yeah, and like to all like the young people watching this right now, I just want to say one thing. Like like me personally, growing up, I was real religious. Like with my great grandmothers and your grandpa and everything. Like we used to go to church. We used to like do right. But as I got older, you know what I'm saying, it was a lot of personal things that I went through. It was like a lot of things like I was being accused of. It was like like when you young, you get in trouble. Oh, you did this, you did that, and it was like nah, I didn't do it. I took the blame for like a lot of stuff. So that ended me like getting like into it with like some family members, and we ended up falling off. So like ever since that happened, like like I really like stopped praying, and like I was just like real like to be honest, like I was like mad at God, like like why would you let this happen to me? Like what I'm saying, like I know now everything happens for a reason, but like I was like real mad, And I was just like, like my life is ruined. But like I said, to cope with that, I was singing, make music. That's where all that come from. And like, like I said, recently I was making like rock music, rage music, like going crazy. I'm feeling like I'm a rock star. I'm got the name like, oh yeah, Diablo Sensei. Like, I'm about to go crazy. But like, man, I'm telling y'all, to all the young people, it's not worth it, bro. Like the lifestyle that we live, it's like we are like the young generation. We are filled with hate. Like we don't love each other. Like even like like I'm not trying to like be on no, like y'all get what I'm saying. But like honestly, like you can't like be in a relationship without people cheating. Everything is about like money, what somebody can do for you. It's like it's not genuine. So I would just say, like the young people, like, like I would say, love people and love for real and truly like try to be as positive as you can, because like honestly, a lot of people, to be honest, was not living right, whether they was religious or not, like not living right, like probably, wasn't treating someone right, probably wasn't making their parents happy, probably was unhappy, who went to that concert yesterday and lost their lives. So, you could just imagine the guilt that they probably felt, and you can only imagine like the guilt that their parents felt, and like, like you just don't want to go out like that. Like you want to live every day to the fullest, and you want to try to be as positive. And after yesterday, like I even told people like all that, like that rock music, like all that, like I want to be like the biggest musician, be like, you're like, dang, like he came out the mold, like dang, I can do it too, like I can blow up. But like after seeing that, like I would never want to put like anybody life in dangerous and promote none of that, because at the end of the day, that's just like a lot of guilt that goes on you. And like after seeing that, I just I would never want to put nobody in that position. Like I don't want to be famous, I don't want to do music, like I just want to live like a normal life, do the right thing, and like I don't know, just do right and stop chasing, like stop lusting over like money. People be lusting over fame, people be lusting over like people just crave like I just want to show off so bad. I just want to pull up like in the fastest Lamborghini. I want to come like with the most expensive Gucci, the most expensive. But what people don't realize, man, when it's all said and done and it's over, it's gonna be a big price you gotta pay, whether y'all believe it or not, bro. Like for real, after yesterday, bro, I know for sure that it's either two sides, bro. You're gonna either be good or you're gonna be evil. You're gonna do good or you're gonna do bad. You know what I'm saying? I know, when you do good, you fall up short, but like I'm telling y'all, all these materialistic things, and in the long run, it's just not worth it. And another thing, I want to say, I will change the username. Another thing that I want to say, I didn't change the username. I didn't change the username yet, because due to the fact of the video blowing up and like people looking for like where to find me, so I didn't want to change it yet, because if I change it, then they wouldn't like find me. So like they been clicking like on the hashtag and everything. So I will change it. And all of the people who was there yesterday who are missing people, like people who missing, like DM me, and I will post it like on my story, so like it can get around to see, do they know where that person's at, or did anybody see that person, like just anything, like just DM me. So I'm gonna add a couple people and see what they need to ask. Let me see. I'm looking for somebody specific. Let's see. I can't move the screen. Let me see. Hold up, y'all. My phone is glitching bad. And the water and the drinks was like $5. And a couple of the celebrities who was asking for my number was rappers, and I did not reply because I don't, like I don't want nothing to do with nobody. Like, I'm doing me. I don't know y'all. I don't care. I'm trying to add some people, but I can't really. I might have to end it. Hold up, y'all. Hold up.